too awoke. I see clearly. I'm too awoke. I see everything. Sometimes it feels inside, you know.
If I speak up, I'll just be killed, and I'll be one less when the president's stupid rich and the country's in dumb debt. It's clear they were instrumental in orchestrating a tune to rock us to sleep with a trumpet. So I march to the beat of my own drum in harmony. They try to hold me down with their whole thumb, harming me. Give me hell, I give it back like it came with a warranty. I'm sick, so I give them a dose of their own form and see the whole world clearly with my eyes closed. But I'm totally blind when they wide open. The media, they keep feeding us lies, and if you subscribe your belief for the plot of blinders on your mind, it's fake outside. I'm too awoke, I grew up, true adult. I used to preach to the mass with a book from rulers, so but now they compare what I say to Buddha quotes. They making it their newest post, seems to be a new approach. Okay, Kevin about to do it big. Look in the mirror and I barely know who he is, but I trust him though, told him, yo, I'm riding with you. You don't seem to have it all, but hey, gon' do what you do. Like I'ma keep it 100. This thing I know it is true, and that's that you can't figure out in the world how you gon' lose. For that reason alone, I continue walking with you, and that is all I know to do, and I truly don't have a clue. If I speak up, I'll just be killed, and I'll be one less when the president's stupid rich and the country's in dumb debt. It's clear they were instrumental in orchestrating a tune to rock us to sleep with a trumpet. So I march to the beat of my own drum in harmony. They try to hold me down with their whole thumb, harming me. Give me hell, I give it back like it came with a warranty. I'm sick, so I give them a dose of their own pharmacy. They stab snakes. It's written on the wall, Caduceus. We were there first. It's written on the wall. Could you see us? They say no one knows. Too late to the party, I suppose. But why they pharaohs look like Owen Wilson? Broken nose, they lied and got you hook, line, and sinker. That's real power. I pass on my passion when I pass on. That's willpower. Know this. You spinning your wheels trying to stop me. This is not my first time around. Watch me. I was James Brown in my past life. This is true. Papa's got a brand new bag, but with slicker moves. Mensa Musa rap, I'm giving Jews, but y'all stay ducking the gold, Mr. Scrooge, I've been lied to, surrounded by faux pas. From my deadbeat daddy to the founding fathers, the faux pas. Had me praying to Sky Daddy, learned there was no God, so I guess that makes Yahweh, another faux pas. My life's a joke. I learned while I would smoke from the burning bush when I inhaled that I could be the most high. Well, them seeds I plant today, don't jack up your beanstalk. In my bring the giant down that B5 bar. Listen close and you'll know why. Take my kindness for weakness, try robbing my fees and catch 4-5 from the 4-4. Die. The closest I come to burning inhale is smoking weed in an underground Hawaiian club. Aloha. The low eyes piecing my life back. It's puzzling, it's tougher than leather, and I admit it. I'm tussling with the old me that wants to control me and muzzle me, and not to mention my conviction. I can feel my feathers ruffling. It's tough. I've had enough of this suffering. They say we moving forward, but it feels like we buffering. Are you offended? I suggest you get some Sensodyne. You say you want it straight when I give you a shot of genuine. Wow. You say you want it straight when I give you a shot of genuine. Am I homophobic? I'm too homophobic to notice, but I'm claustrophobic. The small mind gets avoided, they under spells. Hocus pocus, everything's labeled as phobias. In that case, black folks got it kind of pixophobia. I ain't started when I said put Jay-Z's album to your temple and blow your mind. Let 444 kill your phobia.
Reminds me of Tanya Hardin. They want these labels hating on Dan Ice.
They ask the Diddy and fancy, claiming they won't wear again, cause they getting Nancy, swearing they won't care again. Nike showed they psyche, cause all across the map, they burning their socks and shoes, just cause you took a kneecap. Wow. I said they burning their socks and shoes, just cause you took a kneecap. I'm too awoke. I'm too awoke. Just me. It's evidence that God is in me. I signed my autograph for the polygraph. I'm the truth. Too awoke.
They were trying to define your aura and your energy around you as a being, you see. Some of those have to do
Guard dropping for a quarter for the bias, just to bring the order and the science. Form the alliance, sons and the daughters of the Zion. Circus plans over, so they calling in alliance. Bringing in the gods, spiritual battle scars, intergalactic stars with digital avatars. Give you divine knowledge, hidden in metaphors. Raw, no editors for energy predators, of course. Can't cripple the movement or put fear in me. Apparently we adapted to dexterity, taking pictures but only at certain angles. Reflection of the flash, give away the body camos. So put that 999 station on the channel. Pour a libation for the family. Hold all space in your hand till you adore rise rage from a camel. We about to hit you with the heavy ammo. We about to get them niggas out the bando. Turn them into niggas from the layo. Everybody eat it, cripple with the proper handle. Ain't nobody sleeping, all the penials clear through. Gotta be careful, be wary of spitting liberation. Spit it in rotation, they snitching on the nation. The revolution won't be televised. I said the revolution won't be televised. Beware the deceiver, the age of the visions. False prophets and gods created in the image. If you with me, you relating to the vision. Blatant information, supervision. They crave the attention. Hashtag act mention. Pose a threat to my Afro-black senses. I invoke the Sahu, expose the time who on ever kabadu. You know how I do. Watch me increase. Eat rash, got body, no beef. Grass. So what you hungry? I heard worse, eat mad. Real kings always serve first, eat last. If you ain't got the stomach for the mission, get your coon black ass up the kitchen. The temperature is risen, the messenger living. What have you been doing with the blessings you were given? Tell me what you learning and the lessons that you missing. Keep the fire burning for the elders in the village. Divinity in my sentence, you can hear it in my diction. My daughter is a genius, son of splitting image. The competition finished, verbatim as it was written. Recognize the rhythm, stop paying and pay attention. We came a long way from rocking our mighty sweaters to pocketing into talking that meta. I probably never said it. On my chest, on my business, I can't rest. Said I'm barely scratched the surface, and I won't settle for less. Said I'm living out my purpose, though I wrestle with my flesh. Life is hard, but I'm a god, I must confess. Everything I touch is blessed.
What's up, family? Just getting this chat set up real quick. Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to get my buddy in here, man. Just want to say hello to everybody that's in the chat. Welcome. The topic of tonight's show, it is actions speak louder than words. Okay, so that's kind of what we're gonna talk about tonight. We're gonna try to get Andre Boyce in here tonight. I got the Skype set up, so we're gonna try to get that brother in here to join in on the conversation. Had a little intro set up for you guys. Want to give a shout out to the Lighthouse. I did reach out to Jamar. The song that you heard was the Blessed intro track from the 9 album. I did reach out to my man to get his okay to put that in the intro. So Lighthouse, don't get on me, Lighthouse. Shout out to the Lighthouse, man, and everybody in the Lighthouse. Deshaun Marshall, happy solar return. The bro had his solar return this weekend. My little dude had his solar return on the 26th. So shout out to everybody else who may have had a birthday or something like that. So big up to the Lighthouse, man. Everybody in the Lighthouse, the fam, y'all always supporting. So definitely want to let y'all know I did reach out to Jabbar. Okay, so don't get on me. All right, so I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We're gonna get the Facebook chat set up here. White people, hello. Kaylin, Jerry, Sonia from the Shy from Chicago. We got, what is it? Is it Aldo? Is it Aldo? Aldebert from Detroit? Bobby, Riri, what's going on? Michael, Andre, okay. No Name Rose. Let's see. Kings of DC, Mr. Bean, Sosa. I hope that's how you say that. All right. Papa, what's going on? O'Rainey, Tim, what's going on, brother? Bobby, DID, missing Roger. Okay, I always have trouble with that one. DMG, Juice Crew, Patience, what's going on, Queen? How you doing? Eden, what's up, Trish? All right. So who's classic? Doug. Let's see. Garland. I think we got everybody. I am set. What's going on? What's up, King? How you doing, brother? All right. So again, I don't want to never neglect my Facebook chat ever again. So let's get that up and going here. So I just got to make sure I mute that here real quick. All right. So give me a second. Let me get that. All right. So we got our Facebook chat up here. I don't know when Lee Sean coming in. When you coming in, Lee Sean? Let me see who we got going on over here on Facebook. Let me say hello to the people. All right, so who we got? Let's see who we got in here on Facebook. David Rodney, Prince, Jeannie. How you doing? How you doing, Jeannie? All right, so Sequana. I hope that's how you say that. All right. All right, so these names, man. Reba, Kevin, Marcus, Kendrick, Ricky Bell. How's it going? Steve, Lakeisha. All right, Joshua, Coco. Let's see, Wes Craven, Natalie, Chauncey, Ray Van, Nebraska Wade. Okay, all right. So Kevin, Charlie, how you doing, Charlie? Let's see, Billy, Cornelius. See, Brenda. I'm about to mess it up. Is it San Vega? Okay. Tyrus, how you doing? All right. So let's see, Joshua, Nina. All right. So we covered everybody on Facebook. Carrie Lotion Anderson. I hope I said that correct. Okay. So let's get started with this conversation. All right. So we're gonna get let's see, Andre in here. Let's see, man. Let me get this brother in here, man. Man, you should just be able to join the link, Andre. You got your All right, so let me get this brother in here real quick on the Skype. All right, so let me see. Let me start a conversation. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I was gonna bring the brother in later, so he looks like he's having some issues, but I'll go ahead and get started with the conversation. Actually, again, just playing the 9 album, To Awoke was the first track that you heard coming in, and then we had again pretty much everybody in the Lighthouse is aware that Jamar has released the 9 album. Man, that thing is killer. So if you have not picked up that album or downloaded it from iTunes, if you haven't downloaded To Awoke, make sure you go do that. That's the music that we need. That's that conscious music. Great music, great information, great thoughts in all of those tracks. Okay. Also, the brother Nard Halio reached out to me this weekend. Actually, he sent me a friend request on Facebook. Give me the knowledge, I'll study the book. Show me the prophet, I'll show you a crook. So the brother from that Frequency album, from the Frequency track, and also from So Many Bodies, man, that brother reached out to me, man. I love his verses on both of those songs. So send me a friend request, man. So shout out to the God, Nard, Logic, and also Jamar, man. They did their thing on that 9 album. So definitely want to commend those brothers on that work there. And then also just want to quickly just go over some things from the last show, just some comments that people were making, just some current events that's kind of happening in the news. There's a brother in the Facebook chat. He indicated that we need to like stop debating religion. Okay, I definitely agree. I totally agree. I wouldn't like anything better than to just not have to talk about religion. This is a free thinking platform, so of course there's going to be a lot of religious or conversation that's going to take place. So if it was another type of platform, I mean, leave us some information, leave us some links to some other sites or some information that you may have. I went to your page. You have a lot of positive things on your page, and that's great. I do work in the community. I do work with young men, and I mentor anybody that I can possibly come in contact with. Just with all of the circumstances that have taken place in my life, I think with the hand that I've been dealt, I've represented us, the black community, pretty well, and I'll continue to do so, until my life is over. So I've always tried to keep myself from certain things, just to be a light. You know what I mean? Just as the book says, be a light, but just not being a religious person at all. I've always tried to be some type of a beacon of light. So, and I think we all, try to do that. But the thing about religion is it has most of our people trapped. Okay. Most of our people are not concerned with business. They're not concerned with doing things in the professional world because they've put things in the hands of a make-believe God or in the hands of a Jesus. They're not preparing for the future. They're not preparing their children for the future because they do believe that Jesus is going to come back either in their lifetime or the next. So what good is it to properly prepare yourself in this life when you're looking for the life to come? And then also the religion has the masses of our people. It's very divisive as we keep reiterating. So it is our job. Like this is a free thinking platform. So this is what we're going to talk about. I would like nothing more than to talk about real estate, talk about insurance, talk about whatever I specialize in to give people that information. So but yeah, if you have some suggestions with some information, please give us that information. This is the information age. A lot of the things people are waking up, but they're waking up slowly. So we are maybe the first generation. I don't want to say the first, but as far as this thing being more popular, we're like the first generation of free thinkers, you know what I mean? So my son is 10. He knows Jesus doesn't exist. I've already told him he knows God don't exist. So it's more difficult to suppress these things with the internet. So it's difficult to keep information out of the hands of people if they really want to find out. So I think it's our duty to tell our children the truth and to raise our children in a different type of mind frame. So I think this platform is important. So but yeah, we definitely want to talk about other things at some point. Okay. And this to touch on something I guess Jamar was saying, even in the frequency track, he said that words are like spells. Okay. And I totally agree. And that's the topic of tonight's show, is that your actions actually speak louder than words. But I do understand what the brother is saying, like how words can be spells, like how you can program someone's subconscious mind just by telling them something negative or telling them something positive over and over again, and their subconscious mind is going to direct them to whatever it is that you told them they'll be. If you told a person they're going to be successful, then they're going to be successful. If you program the person that they're going to be a failure, that they're nothing, then that's ultimately what they end up becoming. And then also, just like to press on that point, and again, this is what religion does. It causes us to have like a double mind. It says in the book, don't be double-minded. But how can you not be double-minded? How can you not doubt with all of the things that surround religion? When you go to church and you're singing songs like, I'm just a nobody. I know y'all know that old song. I'm just a nobody, trying to tell everybody about somebody who can't save nobody. We're singing songs about people that never existed, okay? We're singing songs about ourselves, telling ourselves that we're nothing. So, and then at one point you're nothing, and then at another point you're something. You're so important. You know you're so important that the hairs on your head is numbered. You know what I mean? So you're beautifully made. So all of these double-minded things. Which one is it? Am I nothing or am I somebody? You see what I'm saying? So and this is the danger of religion. This is the deprogramming. This is the reconditioning that we have to do. So it's on you and it's on me to make that happen. Okay, so let me just go back in the chat and see who else has come in, and let me see if my brother Andre gonna be able to get in here, man. Man, so it looks like I don't think he's gonna be able to get in. So we're gonna maybe have to set that up for another time. I'm probably gonna have to run a few tests. I tested the Skype over the weekend and everything was working. So I don't understand why the brother's having a problem with the link, but we'll definitely get that tested. If I can't get him in tonight, I definitely get him in another time. But I definitely wanted to get that brother in here. Also, just want to remind us how we can, Kevin, he's still recuperating. He probably won't be on for another couple of weeks until he gets a little bit stronger. His recovery time was about 3 months. We messaged each other the other day, and he was saying it was about a 3-month time frame. So he's probably going to be out a couple more weeks. So again, I'm going to try to step in for the brother until that time. And then also just want to highlight how we can give to the brother. I know some of us are like, this is all about a money thing. It's not, okay? The only reason why we're pressing donations is for the brother to receive the help that he needs, because we all need support, okay, at some point. So the GoFundMe, he has the GoFundMe, help defeat stomach cancer. Again, he has the PayPal, Kevin Wesley 1, and then Cashapp is $ Kevin D Wesley 1, and then also BD Evolution in the intro. I don't know if you've seen the website, but bdevolution.org. You can get the gear. The man that was supposed to come on with me tonight, Andre Boyce, is the designer, and he is the owner of Passport Global. Okay, that's his clothing line company. So God is good, money is better. Most definitely. When you got money, you don't too much have to worry about anything else. People can disagree with that if you want, but I don't know if you can pay your bills with Jesus or God or anything else. It's all about the dollar bill. I'm not saying sell your soul or sell your integrity or your character, but we know this is a world that's all about money. Okay, so we got some more people coming in here on YouTube or in Facebook. So let me kind of go back into the chat and say hello. Deshaun, how you doing, brother? All right, Karina, we got Michelle, got let's see, Rochelle, Ricardo, Heru, how you doing, Grand Rising? All right, so we got Stephanie, Nick, Debbie, Christopher, who else we got in here? Jermaine. All right, let's see, Nisu, Jones, Clinton Jones, what's going on, brother? And we got William Connor Jr. How you doing? All right, so again, let me just go back into I don't want to neglect my my YouTube people over here. Okay, so we got Trey 69 coming in. All right, so we got Aaron. All right, so we got Eric. Thanks for the donation, Charles. Okay, thank you, brother, for the donation. All right, so let me see who else has come in here. All right, so we got D. All right, family. So thank everybody for coming in. Thank everybody for your support. Thank everybody for continuing to support the channel. Okay, so crazy things are going on. Okay, so actions speak louder than words. So I know at any given time you can say what you want, but in this life, people do not really judge you on what you say They actually judge you on what you do. So whenever you say something, 9 times out of 10, you have to back that up with some type of action. Okay, so with words, when we talk about words like casting spells and things of that nature, that's just like, programming the subconscious. But like when you follow up, your words are more powerful when you follow those words up with action. And just some things that's going on in the news right now. I know we heard about maybe the synagogue that just got shot up. Okay, a lot of people got killed. Okay, it's supposed to be synagogue, place where people go worship God. So the thing that I'm trying to press the point is that God doesn't appear. Okay, this make believe God doesn't appear, but through actions, it kind of shows you that it doesn't exist. Okay, this make believe God is not protecting anyone anywhere, no matter where you are. Okay, if you're at the fair or if you're at the festival, if you're traveling, like he's not protecting anyone. Okay, so it's just like when you nowadays when you go to church, like you almost have to like have your Bible. It's like when you leave the house. You about to, get the kids and get the wife in the car. You go through a check. You say, we got everything. Got your Bibles? Check. You got your Glock? Check. You got your, extra magazine. Like you almost have to like take your gun with you to church. You can no longer pray with your eyes closed. You gotta pray with one eye closed and the other one open. Like you can't. You gotta be. How you gotta be on guard? At church. You know what I mean? So. The place where you're supposed to be able to relax, the place where you're supposed to be able to like have a family and community, and you're supposed to be at ease. You're supposed to, put your mind at ease. Like you almost got to be on high alert. So, if any information kind of tells you or allows you to conclude or draw some type of conclusion. With these things happening, you can almost draw some type of conclusion that it's not real. Okay, I'm not saying it's conclusive, but I mean it kind of should be conclusive. So it's almost like the make believe God. When these things happen, throughout history, you can tell that this Jesus character that we care so much about doesn't care about you the same way. Because I know in the book it says that God only knows when he's supposed to come back. But like if I was Jesus and I was sitting on the right hand of God, it's almost like your kid. And I'm using elementary logic with this, right? So when your kid wants something, what does he or she do? They keep bothering you. They keep asking you and they keep irritating you until you either like whoop them or punish them or until you give them what they want so they can leave you alone. You see what I'm saying? So if I was Jesus and if I cared about people like he say he do, I would just be like this. I would just be poking God just like this. Like, hey, is it time for me to go back? Is it time for me to go back? Yeah. Is it time? Until I irritate you, like, go back now. Just go back. You see what I'm saying? So like this guy don't care about you, or he would have been back, or I just would have just tell God I'm going back. Like I'd be like just take this for an example. Remember during that Rwanda situation, it was some women in that situation that when people were being slaughtered in Rwanda, it was women that were being raped like every day, like several times. Like women just went through a horrible situation during this time. Not just women, but everybody. There was people hiding amongst dead bodies for days. Like if you go through and read some of these stories, man, it's just horrible situation. So if I was Jesus and I was looking at this, right, I would be like, bro, I'm going back right now. I'll be like, I'm going back right now. I'm going back right now. Like, and I would tell God, like, what can you do? Like I'm eternal. I'm here forever. Like what you gonna do to me? Like you gonna punish me? I already died for that. I already died for all the sins. So what you gonna do? So you see what I mean? So it don't make sense. So for God to sit there and just observe, someone being raped day and night by dozens of men. You know what I mean? And they gotta live with that for the rest of their life. So like I can't worship a God that would allow, something like that to happen. Okay. It's just like why does the evil plan always succeed? Why is the evil plan always successful? Like when you watch an action movie or a comedy and somebody about to go do something, and they have a bunch of guns on them, and then they about to do whatever it is they about to do, and like a gun or something fall out their pocket. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it spoils the whole plan. Okay, so this never happens in real life. Like when somebody plans something like diabolical or something sinister, they're always successful. And you got to ask yourself, like, why that is. Like, some people will be like, well, it's the devil, it's Satan, or whatever. So, but again, you know, the make-believe God allows Satan to do certain things. It's just like that massacre in Las Vegas. This man went back and forth, with like suitcases full of guns, suitcases full of ammunition, okay? While he was in the lobby, or while he was transporting all of these guns and all of this ammunition, none of the ammunition, like none of the suitcases like fell over, and the ammunition just spilled all out and just spoiled the whole plan. Like, so God is so powerless, right? He's supposed to be the most powerful, but he doesn't even have a power to just tilt over a suitcase and let the guns and the bullets fall out. You know what I mean? So the plan gets spoiled. So like, you have to understand, like, through action. Okay, just like I can say whatever it is I want, but through my inaction or through my action, it's going to tell you exactly what I'm about. It's going to tell you exactly what I'm for and what I represent. Okay, so again, going back to talking about, you know, actions speaking louder than words. Okay, so the Bible are words. It's a collection of words. It's a collection of sayings. It's God's word. Okay, so but the thing is, nothing in His word is happening. He's not doing anything in His word. So He's not protecting you. He's not saving you. So again, words. That's it. Just words. Okay. He tells you about giving lip service. Okay. So He doesn't give lip service when He doesn't protect you, when He doesn't save you, when He allows people to come into His place of worship or whatever and kill you. Okay. When you're supposed to be for Him. Okay. So none of this makes sense. So God through His words, God through His words, which are words. Okay. But He never shows the action to protect you. He never shows the action of coming back to save the world. He never shows the action of doing whatever it is in His book that He's supposed to do. When the preachers are manipulating you out of your money, He never shows the action of punishing the people that should be punished. So again, is it the word that's powerful, or is it the action? Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I want us to think about. Okay. Through the actions or inaction, people show you, or this make-believe God shows you what He's really about. Okay. All right. Let's go in the chat. Let's see who else has come into the chat. How y'all doing? All right, Claudia. Okay, in on the moderation. Thank you. How you doing, Nemo? Okay, I am set. I think I mentioned you earlier, Vic. The GWC. All right. So it looks like y'all having some conversation in the chat. Okay, Sean Horton. Kevin will probably be back in a few weeks, man. I know y'all missed that brother. We miss him too. All right, so he gonna be back in a few weeks. All right, so let me check my Facebook people, because I do not want to neglect my Facebook audience, or BD Evolution's Facebook audience. Okay, Tim, how you doing, brother? All right, Jermaine. Okay, Sarita. Okay, how you doing, Sarita? I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Tom, how you doing, brother? All right, so let's see, Tim, Steven Ism. Okay. All right, Moni, how you doing? All right, is this true? People give him too much credit for anything good that comes to them. Okay, well, that's a good point, Moni. Let me talk about that real quick. All right, so that's a great point. This God is like a deadbeat parent. Okay, so your parent just brings you into the world, right? Just thrusts you into this situation. They don't take care of you. They don't do anything really to bring you up. Okay, so they don't raise you. Okay, just I'll take myself for an example, because I guess I'm the best example to speak of. So when I deal with people, I try to treat everybody good. Okay, with my demeanor, of course I'm human. Sometimes I fail. Sometimes I when I was younger, I did things that I wasn't supposed to do. Of course, I'm not perfect. Okay. But like as I grow and as I mature, I move and I conduct myself in such a way that whenever someone like deals with me and they personally, especially with professionally, man, because I just take care of people. Okay. They're like, you such a good man. You such a good person. Like you, the way you talk to people, the way you deal with people. They don't know I'm an atheist because they'll probably change that real quick. But it always goes back to how I was raised. Okay. They always like, your mother must be such a wonderful person, or your father must be such a wonderful person. You know what I mean? So, and sometimes I don't even mention it. I don't say, my mother didn't raise me, my father didn't raise me, blah blah blah. So, my grandmother, she was a good woman, but like she really didn't. She just gave me a place to live. She didn't really teach me anything. I learned some things from her indirectly, just like hard work and the way she struggled to make ends meet, and her sacrifice of doing whatever she needed to do to make sure that we were okay with the little bit of stuff that we did have. So I definitely don't take anything away from my grandmother. But as far as like sitting me down and like teaching me certain things, teaching me certain principles, I pretty much just learned everything through observation. Okay, but to answer the point of the person in the chat, Moni, like my mom gets credit for everything that I do. She gets credit for my demeanor. She gets credit for just my knowledge. She gets credit for everything, and she didn't do anything. So it's just like the make believe God. He gets credit for everything that you do, for everything that you accomplish. And then in most cases that's just not fair. Okay. So just to make that point, and then also before I get too far ahead of myself, hello, Shocking Shelly, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining the conversation. Latanya, Sophia, I don't think I got to you earlier. Let's see who else is in here that I didn't get. All right, so Michael Phillips, how you doing, brother? All right, so let me go back to this point here that I was making before. Let's see. All right, so last week I know I touched on a few heavy things emotionally, but about my mother, about child abuse and things of that nature. But like someone in the chat, because I do go back and I look through the chat to see what people have to say, not for my ego or nothing like that. Just if people have questions, I want to make sure I address those. So someone mentioned that I was hurting. Okay. I'm not hurting. I've been hurt, but I'm not hurting. That is it's a difference. Okay. Hurting is something that's ongoing, and it's something that you're still affected by. It's something that you still deal with. Okay. I do go to therapy. Okay. But the reasons I go to therapy is because I want to be a better father. Okay. I'm going to therapy for my parenting. Okay. Because I provide my son with everything that he needs. Okay. I'm a great provider for him. Okay. And I'm a great teacher to my son. Okay. But one thing I've kind of noticed about myself is that I get angry with him. Okay. And the reason why I get angry with him is because I had to do some self observation. I had to catch myself because when I was growing up, I didn't have anyone to teach me anything. I had to learn everything on my own. So I look at where I was with no guidance or no instruction or no teaching from any of my parents to where my son is. Okay. And so I expect him to be in a place that's further ahead than I was at his age, because I'm like, dude, you have me helping you, bro. I'm on top of everything. You see what I'm saying? Like, I teach you what you need to know. You should be way further ahead than where you are. And I kind of get frustrated with him because I expect him to be better. Okay. He's a great kid. Like, he's been on the honor roll ever since he's been in school. I got him in school a year early, so he's a year ahead. He's been on the honor roll the whole time. He's very respectful. He's a good kid. Okay, but I expect him to be better. Okay, I'm not living through him because I understand that, but I had to look at myself and I had to talk to some people and they be like, Rick, your son is not you. Okay, he's not you. A lot of people are not me, so I had to look at that. I had to say, look, my son is not me. He doesn't have this tough exterior, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at him, and I thought he kind of weak, I was like, well, you kind of weak, bro, you know what I'm saying? So, but I had to really take a really good examination of how I'm dealing with my son, because I don't want to damage, that relationship with him. I don't want him growing up, me providing for him and buying him what he needs, but then like not taking care of his emotional state and not taking care of him, psychologically. So I'm working with somebody, a professional, who does coaching and who does, therapy, about parents, because I have to better understand like where that comes from within myself, so that I can deal with that. So that doesn't come from a place of hurt. It just comes from a place of me, not recognizing that me and my son, we had two totally different we're having two totally different upbringings, and my son is not me. I was in survival mode when I was younger, because everything I had to do on my own, we're always like trying to get something and do something. My son is comfortable. He doesn't have to worry about anything. If he needs something, I'm going to take care of it for him. So we're in a totally different space, and someone had to tell me that's where a kid is supposed to be. Like, they're supposed to be like worry free. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't supposed to have all of this stuff on them, that has them pressed down like I was when I was a kid. So he's just normal. But because I don't understand what being a normal kid is in a normal situation, or a somewhat normal situation, I can't relate in that sense. So I'm going through therapy to help me relate with that, because I want to be the best father that I can be. Also, I'm going through therapy because I also understand that when I was growing up, I didn't get any support from anyone, okay, with anything that I ever wanted to do in my life. So I also have to understand that I help people a lot. and I know just from doing some self-reflection, even before I went to therapy, I understood that the reason why I help people so much is because no one ever helped me when I was growing up. So again, most of our issues always stem back to our childhood. So just to address that, I'm not hurting. I've been hurt. Another thing that I deal with just with my son, just to kind of help some other parents out there, is that the absence of my father, like sometimes, and this may come from a place of hurt, and I'm gonna share this with you. When I'm doing things with my son, sometimes I just think about like how much I love him, okay, and I think about like if someone would just have loved me just a fraction of how much I love my son, if someone would have just cared about me when I was growing up, just a fraction of how much I cared about him, then my life would probably be totally different. I know my life has been okay, but just as far as like success, and of course that's measurable, that's subjective. So I just feel like I should be in a much further ahead in my life than where I am, so I should be like an astronaut or something like that, but not an insurance agent, you know what I mean? So I just feel a little I don't, I guess I have like low self-esteem in regards to my professional career, because I just feel like I should be much further ahead. So just getting some help with that, just trying to make sure we're healthy, going forward. But let me just talk real quick about therapy, because a lot of us we don't get it. Okay. A lot of us go through trauma, and I know I touched on this last week, and I just want to touch on it real quick. Okay. This is a part of the show where we don't talk about religion. Okay. Listen, I just spoke to a friend, had a family member pass away, suicide. Okay. Again, just dealing with unaddressed issues that I kind of talked about last week. I got a story, okay? And if this story is about you, and I promise I'm not putting anybody's business in the street, but this is kind of known, so it's not like a secret or anything like that. But I know of a situation where it was these two people in church, okay? Both of these families were members of the church, okay? One family, the son. So you had two families they had their children were friends, okay? Two males, okay? Family A, okay? The son of family A killed the son of family B, okay? Accidentally, okay? Both go to the same church, both go. See, and this is my thing, okay? through actions, okay. Family A's son kills Family B's son. They both go to the same church, okay, by accident. Okay, it was an accident. All right. Where was your faith, and where was your God? It doesn't work. Okay. But this is my thing. I'm willing to bet my life on this. Okay. Family A didn't receive any therapy for that situation. Family B didn't receive any therapy for that situation. And I know the person in Family A. Okay. I don't know the person in Family B. Family A, I know the person is life is not going well. Okay. And I can almost guarantee it's because that situation has something to do with it, because that's a lot of guilt. That's a lot of that's a burden to bear, okay, so to speak, okay, without getting some type of professional help to help you be able to deal with that type of situation. Okay, so again, trauma. Okay, if you have trauma, please talk to someone and get some help for that trauma. Okay. All right. So let me see what we got going on in the chat. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. Yeah. Claudia says share. Okay. Yeah. I forgot to tell everybody, share the video. Like the video. If you can, donate to our brother so that we can help him get better, because we are a community. Hey, Shundell, how you doing? Let me see what Shundell's talking about. It's tough being one of the fatherless children, trying to raise a young man. I'm fearful of it if it happens for me, but all we can do is try to be the man we wished our dads could have been. Okay, peace. Yeah, man, Shundell, man, thank you for that, brother. Man, I'm telling you, man, like the only thing that hurts me about the absence of my father, again, it goes back to me dealing with my son, maybe like not in the right way. I got the providing part down, I got the teaching part down, but just seeing how he's supposed to be as a child, man, I'm just not used to it. Sometimes I just feel like he should be a little more I guess hard. I'm not hard like hard in the street, but just you know what I'm saying. Like I just the softness, man. I just be like, yo, bro, come on, man. Like, but another thing that kind of affects me is that like when I do something good for my son, like sometimes, man, it makes me sad because I'm like, man, nobody like his life is just so good. My life is so awful. You know what I mean? So sometimes that makes me sad, bro. Like just doing things for him, man. Like he just got it good, you know. Like I just be like it's not that I'm envious of my own son, but it just like I'm just like it makes me sad, man, because I didn't have that. You know what I mean? I didn't have a father to talk to. I didn't have a father. No, and this is the thing with action, okay? In the church, like we got a lot of men in the church, and they just like they know these situations are there. They know these opportunities are there to guide and to help and direct someone, and they don't do anything. Okay, if you are doing something, great. Okay, and let me just say this: I don't have anything against churches. I don't. Okay, I don't. But this is my thing. Like you have the masses of our people. Like let's say you got a church that got 200 people in it, right? Well, you have more. You have some that have way larger congregations than that. Okay, let's just keep it 200. Okay, what are you teaching these 200 people on Sunday or on a weekly basis? Okay, you're teaching them about Jesus, Moses, a bunch of characters, and you are teaching them some principles. I get it, like some life principles. You can extract life lessons from these stories. I get it. But after you've been in church for years and years and years and years and years, you've heard all of these principles already. You've heard all of these stories already. You know, so they just take some current events and relate it back to whatever it is that they're teaching. Like you've heard these things already. But what about health? What about what I was just talking about? What about mental health? Okay. What about like some career things? What about just like I'm going through real estate class right now? Okay, on Sunday the pastor should just be like, you know what? We got so and so coming in, and he gonna teach us about real estate. Okay, go back. I'm gonna go back to my aunt real quick. Retired from the Air Force. Okay, and this is how religion is failing us, man. Retired from the Air Force, owned her own home. I'm pretty sure she had a VA loan, okay, which I'm learning about. Department of Veteran Affairs, DVA. Pretty sure she had a veteran's loan on that house. I know she lived in that house for about over 20 years, so I'm pretty sure she was really close to paying her mortgage off if she hadn't done so already. I think she probably owed some more money on the house because the house is not in the family right now. So this is the thing. Okay, both her children, she dragged them to church every Sunday. Okay, and when they became older, they gravitated away from the church. Her daughter's still a Christian. Her son is like, with the Nation of Islam, or he's a Muslim. That's his belief system. I don't know if he's active or not. But the whole thing is, she did not groom them, and she did not prepare them to own that home after she passed away, because her illness was progressive. Okay, so it's not like she just got sick and died. But even if that was the case, even if it was a sudden death, you still didn't prepare your adult children to take over the ownership of your home. Okay, so you didn't have a trust. You didn't have I guess an adequate will. They didn't take whatever life insurance that they was paid out on to pay for the house if it was something owed on it. They wasn't in a position to take over the mortgage. So all of these things that we are not teaching our children. I've never heard about any of these things in church. Okay, so where's the guidance? Okay, and whatever churches are doing it, there's not enough. Okay, there's some who are who may be doing what I'm speaking about, but then for every one that's doing what I'm speaking about, there's 100 other ones that are not doing it. You see what I'm saying? So we have to speak. You have to speak on it. Okay. So if I could go into church right now and be like, "Excuse me, sir, I get it. Like, I don't have a problem with the Bible. I don't have a problem with your Jesus. Okay. I won't even mention my belief system, but let me come in, let me teach your people about real estate. Let me come in, like if somebody's home is about to be foreclosed on, let me teach them the different options of loss mitigation that they can go through before having their house foreclosed on, or teaching them that they could just walk away from the home. Especially in Arizona, there's an anti-deficiency law where the lender can't come after you, and then you can go just buy another house in 2 years. Let me tell them that also they have other options, like doing a short sale. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things that's just blowing my mind in real estate class. I'm just like in there shaking my head like, man, we just don't know. We don't know. And that's the thing. So instead of telling us that we are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge of this information in this book, we are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge just in general. Okay. I had a debate, not even a debate, but I made a point in the real estate class. We was talking about deficiency, and the professor was like, well, people, when someone takes out a loan, they have integrity to pay the loan back. So if you take out a loan for $200,000 and your property starts to depreciate, and now your property is only worth $100,000. So you got $100,000 deficit right there, and your property it looks like, just from the industry or the market, is going to continue to depreciate. So now you upside down on your mortgage. Okay, so you could just walk away from that house. We had a discussion, and he was like, some people won't walk away from the house. They say, I took out the loan, I'm going to pay it. That's great. Okay, that's moral. Okay, but I told him, you cannot allow your morality to override your common sense. Okay, it's not illegal for you to walk away from the mortgage. It's just morality is subjective. Okay, I'm like, and I made a point with him. I'm like, the real estate, or excuse me, the mortgage companies are not being moral with you. Okay, I was like, AIG wasn't moral when they was doing all these derivatives and all of this nonsense and causing the market to crash. Okay, I was like, Wells Fargo was not being moral when they was targeting minorities, black people, with these subprime loans. Even if you was eligible and you had the credit to qualify for a good loan, they still gave you a subprime loan. So I was like, the mortgage company's not being moral. Why are you worried about being moral when it's not in your best interest? You see what I mean? So it's not illegal, but you want to be moral. I'm like, we ain't got time for morality. And this is the thing. And religion can actually play a part in that. Okay? All right, so let me see what's going on in the chat, okay? Because I know I've seen some donations going through. I don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, let's see. Definitely want to thank people, man. Again, Brother Shundell, man, thank you for that comment, man, and thank you for donating, brother. All right, so let me see who else in here, man. Who else we got new? Okay, what is that? Marsky? Marsky, how you doing? That's the first time. I please apologize. I think that's the first time I've ever seen you in the chat. Okay, you got to go live first. Let's be real. Jesus won't. Oh, you got to go live first. Okay. You're right, man. Jesus ain't paying no bills, man. He is not paying no bills. Okay. And then I guess they talk about church as a fashion show. Let's see. Byron, how you doing? All right. So, all right. Let me go to my Facebook chat. Man, you know, Josh and Kevin, man, they both resting, man. I'm filling in case you new to the show, man. You don't know what's going on. Josh and Kevin, man, they taking a break, you know. So I guess when them brothers do come back, I'm gonna need a break. Y'all ain't gonna see me for a while, but I'm taking that. Where Rick at? Rick taking a break. He need a break. All right, man. Something happened to my Facebook, man. Hold on, man. Let me try to get this back up. Y'all like, boy, that boy Rick don't know what he doing. You right, I don't. All right, man. I'm gonna get this chat back up here in a minute. That thing just went out. Hold on. All right, I got it. All right, so let's see who in the comments on Facebook. Let's see who done came in. Artmo Smitty, how you doing? All right, Juanita. All right, Sean. Okay, what's the topic of discussion? Late Sean. It is. I don't know if Kevin has updated the title, but it is actions speak, louder than words. Okay. Let's see. Spreading nonviolent. Okay. All right. Man, I don't know what you say about MLK, man, but like. Man, MLK was for real, man. You gotta understand, what that brother was doing, man. Like he sparked that movement, and this is debatable, but yeah, hey Christopher, that's what I'm saying, man. Dylan Roof, like you gonna have to take your gun to church with you. Like you can't even let your guard down in church no more. Dylan Roof did show us, hey, God, he ain't showing up to save anybody. Okay, he ain't showing up to save you. Like. I might, I don't know if somebody could do this. Like, people have their little Bible covers. Like, you gonna need, like, what is it, Kevlar Bible covers. Like, you wrap your Bible up in the because they got the bulletproof backpacks. You can have bulletproof Bible covers. So when they come up in that shooting, you hold your Bible up and survive. You see what I'm saying? Let the word of God deflect them bullets. You know what I mean? That's what we got to do. So. Let's see. Okay, all right. So what's going on, Jimmy? How you doing? All right. So we got the people coming back into Facebook. All right. So let me just press on a few more points here, people. Again, thanks for your time and thanks for your energy. Okay. All right. So again, like I said before, like if I was Jesus, man, I wouldn't care if God wanted me to come back or not. I would just come back, okay? Because sometimes the God he old, sometimes he don't know what he doing. You got to help him out. He just old. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes he forget, where did I put my powers? I know I left them somewhere. Did Jesus come? Like when last time you used it? When last time you seen your powers? You know what I'm saying? So God will put his powers down. And he forgot where he put them because he old. You know what I'm saying? Jesus like, come on, God. Come over here. Sit down. Sit on your throne. And let's find your powers. Because you misplaced them. You don't know where they at. All right. So, again, we got to deal with the trauma of seeing our loved ones killed. So let me make a point with you real quick. Again, I keep pressing on the point that America is God and God is America. Okay, and this is what I mean by that. In this book, everything is happening all over again. William Jones, he made a video saying that there's nothing new under the sun over in the book of Ecclesiastes. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, everything's happening all over again. Okay, so God is America and America is God. Okay, so America expects you to come out of slavery for 400 years, over 400 years. Okay, and expects you to be okay. And expects you to be normal, okay? Same way in the Bible, God's people came out of slavery, and he just expected them to be normal, expected them to be perfect, not to complain, not to do anything wrong, okay? So they should have had like a leeway, man, a lot of leeway. I mean like a long leeway. So God is so patient, and he's so understanding. He should understand that these people been in Egypt, supposedly, for all this time, and they're going to do some things wrong. They're going to get a whole lot of things wrong. So, where's your patience? Where's your mercy? Where's your long suffering? If this story was true, that would make sense. Okay, that your people has been in bondage for so long that they don't even know who they are. They're lost. Okay, so just like America expects you to come up out of slavery and then deal with Jim Crow and peonage and convict leasing and redlining. The brother Andre brought up the color of law, how they redlined you and discriminated against you, wouldn't let you get certain loans. Now you got student loan debt. You can't be approved for FHA loans. So all these systematic mechanisms to keep you in the underclass. Okay, the make-believe God in this book does the same thing. Okay, he allows his people to come out and they do all of these things, and he just punishes them and doesn't understand, has the power to help them and to repair them, but doesn't do so. And that's the same way with America. America has the power, they have the resources to repair you at any given time, at any given moment. They know they owe you repair, but they just refuse to do it. Okay, I say again, what do they do in this book when you defy the law? Okay, when you defy the law of God, okay, what usually happens to you? You usually get stoned. Okay, you usually get killed. Okay, so when you start speaking out about certain things and you start saying certain things, what does this country do to you? Okay, they stone you. Okay, they stone you. They stone you with a little itty bitty stone, little bitty pebble that comes out of a barrel really, really fast. Okay. Before lead is shaped into little bullets, it's stones. Okay. So, just like you pick up that big piece of lead in the old days and bust somebody's head open, they stone you with the little hot stones, today called bullets. Okay. So it's the same thing. It's happening all over again. Okay. So, to make another example for you, the things that's in this book, right? Okay, like Jesus, okay? Jesus was like a rebel, okay? Some people look at him as being a rebel, okay? Just the Christ concept, okay? It's happening all over again, okay? So what do you have the religious people doing? The religious people are going to church just as a show, just like somebody put in the chat, just a fashion show. It's just for show. They don't know their Bible. They don't follow their Bible. They just do the show. What happened in their book, in their book, okay? Jesus would talk to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and he would tell them, hey, you guys he would heal someone on the Sabbath day just to mess them up. Okay. But the thing is, he's like, you guys are so lost, okay, that you can't even see the importance of what I just did. Okay. I just healed this dude, and y'all worried about me doing it on the Sabbath day. You so caught up in the law. Our people are so caught up in religion that they can't see they can't see the important thing. Okay, they're like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But like, instead of coming together, okay, for the betterment of our group, of society, or the world, they can't. Okay, because of their religion. Okay, so they're blind, just like the people in their own book was blind. When someone like me, or someone like Kevin, or somebody like Jamar, or somebody like all of the brothers out here in the conscious community. If I forgot who you are, I'm sorry. It's a lot of names, okay? Callie, Tamel, like Michael Phillips. There's a lot of names, okay? Ray Hagans, okay? When somebody like these men come out and tell you, just like Jesus did, okay, that this thing is not, you're not doing this thing right, okay? You're going against, what you're doing doesn't make sense, okay? You get crucified, okay? So it's the same thing all over again. Most people that go to church are hypocrites, just like the hypocrites was in the Bible. The Pharisees and the Sadducees, they was just hypocrites. They was just going through the motion, okay? Actions that are rather than doing what they're supposed to do, okay? And then, the guy that comes to tell you that you're not doing the right thing, he is the one that gets killed, okay? So it's the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun, okay? All right, so again, like someone said in the chat, let me see what everybody's talking about in the chat. What's going on, Lishan, man, brother? How you doing? All right, let's see. All right. So Lishan, Sutek Heru, how you doing, brother? How you doing? All right, he came in. All right, so let's see who else in here. All right, so we got everybody. Yep. Like I say, man. Okay, why carry a gun or bulletproof vests or Kevlar colored Bibles? You're exactly right. Okay, all right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Trey 69 say when you go to church and you get blown away in church, you should be happy. You should be happy to go with your Savior. I don't know, man. People don't want to go. They don't want to go to that upper room, man. Not yet. They trying to stay down here as long as they can, man. They not trying to go to that upper room. And my Facebook just keeps shutting down, y'all. I'm sorry, man. Let me bring this thing back up. Let me see what's going on over here on the Facebook page, man. I'm gonna press on a few more points, man, and I'm gonna get out of here, man, because I don't want to hold y'all up all night. Okay, let me see what's going on Facebook. Nisha, how you doing? All right, Rosanna. All right, so we got Lee Sean up in both chats, man, holding it down like he always do. Troy, Jimmy. All right, okay. All right, Michael, how you doing? Michael Bradley, how you doing, man? Man, I'm not like, I ain't trying to teach that to Michael, man. He said simply slaves pray for freedom, masters pray for good crop production. Who did God answer? I don't know. I don't know who God is answering, man. My whole thing is with this, like, if God exists or not, like, I'm just such a real person with my feelings and my emotions. Like, I just would have to tell God I can't worship you. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't like what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? I can't do it. So it's just like, like I talk about actions speaking louder than words. If your husband told you he loved you, okay, but he beat on you, he cheated on you, time and time again, okay, but he says, I love you all the time. I love you, man. I love you. Okay. At some point you gotta be, people gonna say you crazy. Like, everybody, leave that dude alone. Leave him alone. Okay. You are everything that you are going to be. Okay. We have to stop looking outside of ourselves when we don't even have any type of self-esteem, self-worth, confidence. How can you have confidence when you give all the credit for anything that you accomplish to someone else? Okay. When you feel that someone else is responsible for everything that you do. Okay. Because you either feel like it's bad to feel good about something that you did, or you just feel like you're nothing. Okay. So this is the thing. Like, when we feel like we're nothing, how you think we're supposed to treat each other? Like, you ain't nothing. Like, how many times have you heard someone say, you ain't nobody? You ain't nobody. Who you think you is? Who you think you are? You ain't nobody. We say that to each other all the time, and that's what the brother Jamar is saying about words being magical spells. Now, those words are magical spells when you tell somebody that they're nobody, when you tell yourself that you are nobody. Okay. So that's something that we have to stop. And then on the other flip side, they come back and tell you that you are somebody, that you are important. Okay. So again, it's just the double-mindedness that the Bible says that you shouldn't have. We have those. Okay. Raising strong children. Okay, so let me just take a look and see what else we got in here for you guys tonight. Okay, so basically, let me really quickly kind of talk about a little bit about support. Okay, we all need it. Okay, at some point. So you're never gonna make it where you're going to make it to without the help of someone. Okay, so Martin has support. I love Martin. People talk about the picture behind me. That's Malcolm. I know Malcolm was a religious man, but again, I loved what he stood for, and I loved his courage. I love the fact that he was able to stand on his own. So there's certain attributes that I take away from Malcolm. Okay, that I admire about him. It has nothing to do with his religious beliefs. Okay, so. Again, I can work with anyone. My perspective or my my viewpoint as a free thinker or an atheist, whatever you want to label me as, doesn't prevent me from working with you. But your religion, most of the time, most people's religion keeps them from working with me. Okay, so it's not vice versa. Okay, so I can work with anyone. I'm not restricted or not prohibited by my religion to be able to work with you, especially when we're trying to meet some goal or trying to meet some objective. Okay, so again, talking about support, we all need it. Malcolm had the support of the nation of Islam, and he was able to become what it is he wanted to become. So we all need support. Now, what I want to kind of press on here really quickly, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Is the support like when I was growing up, and this is what I talk about us having the information that we need to push us forward, to give us that perseverance, to give us that mind, that strong mindset. We all know that the famous Frederick Douglass quote. It's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men. Okay, so when I was in community college, I was in community college when I was 17. Okay, I went to Job Corps when I was like 16, got my GED when I was 16, started community college when I was 17 years old. Okay, all I asked my mother to do was to give me a ride to school. Okay. I have a lot of people. Right now, I deal in business and property. Okay, property. I do property and casualty insurance. So I'm insuring homes, insuring vehicles, and things of that nature. So I see what parents are doing for their children when they're doing things right. Okay, they're passing their children, they're giving their children vehicles, cars, houses, passing it down throughout the family. Okay, so only thing I asked my mother to do was to give me a ride to school. Okay, I took classes at night. Okay, it was cold. I lived a certain distance away from the school. It was a little too far for me to walk. She said she would, and the reason why she stopped, it lasted for maybe like a week or two, okay, and then she stopped taking me to school, and this is why. Her and her boyfriend was getting it. They had a fight, and I poured out his liquor because he was getting he was already drunk, and if he would have drank the rest of that liquor, he was just gonna be out of his mind. So I poured out, it was some cheap liquor, poured it out so that he couldn't get any drunker, okay. But because I poured out his liquor, she stopped taking me to school. That's the reason, okay? But the thing that I always think back on is I look at myself as I was weak in that moment, okay? If I would have read Up From Slavery, because I read Up From Slavery later about Booker T. Washington and how he struggled, to get an education and what he had to go through in order to get an education. If I would have read that earlier in my life, okay, I would have walked to school. I would have bundled up and walked, put my backpack on with those heavy books, okay, and I would have walked to school every night, okay. I wouldn't have depended upon my mother to take me to school, but I was hurt and I was angry, okay, and I was weak, okay. I felt like I was weak in that moment, okay. So, but again, if I would have read about the perseverance, okay, but let's talk real quick about Booker T and that story Up From Slavery, okay. And these are the lessons, real people that we know existed, okay. We could teach these lessons to our children, okay. Booker T. Washington, when he was younger, his dad needed him to work, okay, so he couldn't go to school. So early on, when he was trying to get an education, he had to go work in the salt mines or the coal mines early in the morning, okay. He had an agreement with his dad to go work in the coal mine early in the morning. So he would go early in the morning, work in the coal mines, go to school, and then on his way home, he would go back to the coal mine or the salt, cold or salt mine. I don't remember exactly, but it was some type of mine. Okay, he had to go back and work after school. Okay, so he said the coal mine was so dark that people would get killed in there. They get lost in there, like you couldn't see. So as a young child, he was working in this coal mine. Okay, still trying to go to school at the same time. Okay, but the most thing I admire about Booker T. Washington is this: he went from his little town, okay, all the way to Hampton. Okay, then the name of the town, man, it's eluding me right now. Starts with an M. I forgot the name of this town. I know it's gonna kill me when I get off this stream. Okay, but it was like 500 miles away. Okay, he had no money. Okay, so he had to get to Hampton to go to this school. Okay, so he hitchhiked, he walked. Young child, like I'm pretty sure at this point he's maybe in his teens, okay, but a little teenager walking 500, almost 500 miles, to another city, okay, just to go to school with no money. Didn't know how he was gonna get there. Just took off walking or took off hitchhiking, okay, just risking his life just to get an education, okay. Also, when he got to Richmond, so Richmond is like 80 miles away from Hampton, okay, so he worked on this dock, okay. God gave him maybe like a couple dollars to work on the dock. He slept underneath the sidewalk. There was like an overpass. He slept underneath there every night until he saved up enough money to get to Hampton. Okay, so if I would have read that story earlier in my life and I would have known that about Booker T. Washington, and I know at the time I was trying to get my education. I was 17. I was in community college. I could have had my associate's degree before my class even graduated high school after dropping out of school. Okay, so I would have walked and I would have finished up my education. I would have finished up my associate's degree at that time period. Okay, so again, going back to just teaching our children stories about real life people, about real life persistence. Okay, that's what's important. Not teaching our kids fairy tales about somebody that never existed. They can't see. They don't even know what they look like. It's just nonsense to me. Okay, but again, we all need support in order to be able to get to where we are going to get to. Who can you support? Who can you help? When we talk about helping, like I said, I do it all the time. I don't boast about the things that I've done, but who can we help? Okay, so I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer, family, man. Let me just kind of go through the chat real quick, man, before I get y'all up out of here, man. Thank you for the donation, Lee Sean, man. Thank you for your help, brother. Thank you for your support, man. You in the lighthouse, you on Kevin's stream, man. You just, man, you be working, fam, man. I thank you, man. Sonya, thank you for the donation. Vic, thank you for the donation, brother. Okay, so again, y'all, this is not about money. This is about helping our brother, man. So that is what it is truly about. Okay, all right. Let me see, man. Let me see what else we got going on over here on the Facebook. I hope Facebook didn't shut me down again, man, because this is kind of getting ridiculous. Okay, all right. It's like every time I go to Facebook, I got to bring the chat back up. So, yeah, they shut me out again, y'all. So, again, family, just kind of going to run through a few things. I know I forgot to mention a raffle when I came in. $5 for one entry, $10 to get you 3 entries. That raffle is still going on for that Mama Boo basket, Egyptian relaxation. Man, Tamasha Hunter and Vanessa Dixon are conducting that raffle. You still have a few days. The 31st, Halloween, is when that raffle is going to be over. So definitely get your entries in before that is over. Okay, bdevolution.org. I don't have on the shirt tonight. Fear no God, but God is good and money is better. That's a shirt by Passport Global, our brother Andre Boyce. Again, Jamar Milton with the 9 album that is available on iTunes. To Awoke is also available on iTunes. And then the ways that we can give to our brother. Again, shout out to the sister Anitra Ray Dotson with Earth Heart Global. Get your Black Conscious shirts from that sister. Also, Gerald Trinity Jr. does graphics. Some of the things flash across the screen in the intro. And then, of course, we got our brother Kevin Cash App, $ Kevin D. Wesley 1. We have the PayPal, Kevin Wesley 1. And then, of course, we got the GoFundMe, Defeat Stomach Cancer there. And then also we have Patreon. You can do a reoccurring donation to support our brother and this platform there. So as Kevin would always say, and again, I also want to encourage you guys, if there is anything in, let's see, thank you again, Brother Baker, for saying, you're welcome, No Name Rose. I forgot you last week in the chat. I'm sorry, I didn't even mention you. Mikester, how you doing? So just want to give a shout out to everybody. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your support. If there are any topics that you want to hear about, I'll be touching on some other things next week. I'm going to try to get some guests in here, man. I thought I had the Skype all set up, but it didn't work. I sent out the link to our boy Andrew, man. Excuse me, Andrew. Andre Boyce. He was supposed to come in and discuss a few things with us tonight, but the Skype the link didn't work. So I'm gonna have to retest that and make sure that's working for us next week. And we're gonna probably get some people in here. Probably get our brother Lee Sean in here if he wants to come on. And have a conversation with us, get Andre in here, and anybody else who wants to come on the show or be a guest on the show, please leave the comment in the chat. I do go back and check the chat for things like that, and then also any topics that you want to discuss on the show. Please leave that in the chat, because I do go back and check those comments for anything that we can pick up on for what people are wanting to hear and what you guys want to talk about. So again, family, a candle does not lose its flame by lighting another. That's what our brother Kevin Wesley always says. And you know what I always say, the only gods that we need is each other. And the only God that I'll ever need is you. All right, peace out.